Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Do This When You Get Paid, the 60-second wealth fix. We're going to completely break down the hidden math behind your everyday financial decisions. And we're going to uncover why the real secret to building wealth is actually decided the exact moment your paycheck lands. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The $836,000 difference. So to really grasp why this is so absolutely crucial, we got to look at a massive problem we're facing. Right now, 68% of Americans are treating payday like it's a finish line. The money arrives, they breathe this huge sigh of relief, but honestly, that relief is exactly where the financial danger starts. And hey, it's not just folks on the lower end of the income scale feeling the squeeze. Nearly half of all six-figure earners are literally running on empty by the end of the month too. Crazy, right?
Take these two totally different financial lives, both existing in the exact same economy. First, we've got John. John's 52, makes $94,000 a year, and get this, he has never made a budget in his entire life. He definitely doesn't track his daily coffees, but he has $840,000 saved up. Now compare him to Diana. She's 34 and earns $112,000 a year, which is significantly more than John. She's super disciplined, tracking every single dollar across 3 different budgeting apps, yet she only has about $4,000 to her name.
So what we really need to talk about is this massive, mind-blowing $836,000 wealth gap between them. I mean, if you look at the raw cash flow, Diana actually wins every single month. She's got $900 more landing in her account after taxes than John does. If building wealth was just a simple race of who earns the biggest paycheck, Diana would be totally lapping him. But here's the secret. Building wealth isn't a race of earning. It's a race of routing.
That stark difference between John and Diana? It's not their income, it's not some ironclad willpower, and it definitely isn't a lucky stock tip. The real difference boils down to a single, powerful routing decision that both of them make, or fail to make, in the very first 60 seconds after their paycheck hits their checking account.
Which brings us to Section 2, the willpower tax. To fix how we save, we first have to rethink the totally flawed way we've all been taught to handle our money. We're usually told, pay your bills, buy your groceries, live your life, and then just save whatever happens to be left over at the end of the month. Well, I'm here to tell you that strategy is fundamentally broken. And why is it broken? Well, it's because of something called the willpower tax. The human brain is just simply not wired to say no to spending 200 times a month. It is exhausting. Every single time Diana sees money sitting right there in her checking account, she has to consciously decide not to spend it at the grocery store, or out at lunch, or when that crazy sale email pops up. Willpower isn't a virtue, guys. It's a daily tax. And eventually, that tax runs completely dry.
Let's look at the traps so many people fall into by checking out a guy named Mark. So Mark uses 6 different budgeting apps. 6! But here's the thing, these apps are really just scoreboards. They might tell him he totally overspent on a fun Friday night, but they don't actually prevent the damage from happening. They rely 100% on his Friday night willpower. John, on the other hand, relies on automation. His system acts like a series of steel gates. By having his money move automatically while he's literally sleeping, he prevents the damage entirely. He doesn't need to be strong on a Friday night because, well, the money's already gone to where it needs to be.
All right, moving on to Section 3, the perfect payday order. Let's map out this exact, somewhat counterintuitive blueprint for routing your money before you even have a chance to look at your checking account on payday. This right here is the quiet engine that builds massive wealth, a precise 4-step mechanical order of operations. When that paycheck lands, your dollars need to flow in this exact sequence. Number 1, capture your employer match. Number 2, crush that high-interest debt. Number 3, build the emergency fund. And number 4, feed those tax-advantaged accounts. Let's break down exactly why this specific order works like absolute magic. Believe it or not, 1 in 4 workers completely ignore the very first step. A standard employer match gives you an instant 50% to 100% return on your money before it's even invested in the market. Yet, 25% of people just walk straight past this free money every single paycheck. It's wild. To put that into perspective, that equates to a staggering $24 billion left unclaimed every single year in employer matches across the country. The typical worker who misses this is leaving about $1,300 on the table annually. And thanks to the magic of compounding, that $1,300 turns into roughly $42,000 over 20 years. And honestly, the tragic part is that young and lower income workers are the most likely to miss out on this life-changing free money.
Now you might be sitting there wondering, wait a second, shouldn't I pay off my credit card first? Mathematically, no. Capturing the employer match absolutely must happen before you attack high-interest debt. Why? Because an employer match is an instant 100% return on your money. Paying off a credit card saves you what? Maybe 24%? Mathematically, 100 always beats 24. So capture the free money first and then point every remaining dollar at that high-interest credit card fire.
Okay, let's move to step 3 and see how this all builds. Once that terrible debt is gone, you need to build the wall that stops you from falling back into it. That's your emergency fund. But here's the secret sauce. You absolutely must keep your 3 to 6 months of living expenses at a completely separate bank and a high-yield savings account. Out of sight, out of reach. That added friction, it protects you from accidentally spending your own safety net on, well, non-emergencies.
And finally, step 4. This is where we get into the legal magic of the tax code. Accounts like a Roth IRA or an HSA allow your money to go in, grow, and in many cases come completely out with zero tax. By automating your money into these accounts every single payday, you are letting 30 years of compounding do all the heavy lifting for you in total silence while perfectly protecting your gains from the tax man.
Section 4, the silent wealth killers. Now, what if you're making really good money and you're still struggling? We need to talk about the specific pitfalls that actually scale right alongside your income and quietly ruin high earners, just like Diana. This is the classic trap of lifestyle creep. As your income goes up, your expenses quietly, almost invisibly, rise to absorb every single cent of that new raise. Maybe it's a nicer apartment or an upgraded car. Within a few months, the raise is just gone, and you feel exactly as broke as you did before. This is exactly why 20% of households earning over $150,000 are still stuck on that grueling paycheck-to-paycheck treadmill.
So I want you to really remember this quote. A raise is not money. A raise is a fork in the road. John built his massive wealth because every single time he got a raise, he sent the bulk of it straight into his automatic transfers before his lifestyle ever had a chance to get used to the new money. One path automates the raise. The other path just lets it evaporate into thin air.
Finally, Section 5, the 60-second fix. Let's bring this all together into a highly actionable system that you can literally implement tonight to take total control of your financial trajectory.
The ultimate destination you are aiming for here is routing 25% of your gross income straight into your future. Now, hey, don't panic. You do not have to start there today. You start small, maybe just capturing that 5% employer match. And then you slowly climb your way toward that 25% goal by just automating your future raises over time.
Let's look at a timeline for someone named Maya to see this actually in action on payday. At exactly midnight, her paycheck lands. At 12:01 a.m., her automated system triggers. Her employer match, her emergency fund, and her Roth transfers all move instantly. By 8 a.m., before she's even poured her first cup of morning coffee, all the disciplined work is completely done. She wakes up, opens her banking app, and sees a totally safe spending balance. No daily willpower required at all.
And this all boils down to our core thesis for this explainer. You don't have a spending problem, you have an order problem. Diana's money was spent before it was assigned a job. John's money was assigned a job way before he could ever spend it. Fixing this whole shebang takes exactly one evening of logging into your bank and setting up those automatic transfers.
I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. The next time someone tries to tell you the secret to wealth is some complicated day trading trick, just ask yourself this. What will happen in the first 60 seconds of your next payday? Go ahead, log into your bank tonight, change your routing, and take immediate control of your financial